Hi, this is David again, and I'm going to do a video on something I forgot all about. You know, the Mormon Church is extremely complex. It's thousands and thousands of details that if you don't know, if you're not in the Mormon Church, you don't know this stuff. And if you are in the Mormon Church, they lie to you, and you got to go find it out for yourself on the internet. I want to do a video on what I know, and I'm not an expert. I only say what I've seen, what I've read, and what I've read has been the documented history of the church and the comprehensive history of the church by B.H. Roberts, and I've certainly read McConkie's book and David O. McKay, The Miracle of Forgiveness, which I'm hanging on to. That's the only Mormon book I have in case these videos are showed in heaven. Jesus, look, I'm not an atheist anymore. Let me in. And see, the Mormons love that when I do that shit. Well, anyway, they had something, mostly under Brigham Young. Now, to my knowledge, Joseph Smith, I don't know, I've never read anything that Joseph Smith made this up. It's Brigham Young made this up. It's called the Law of Consecration. Now, when you go to the endowment ceremony inside a Mormon temple, you raise your right hand to the square and you promise to give and consecrate all of your money, time, talents, and energies now that you have, and any that you get in the future, like Mitt Romney getting the presidency, he's under covenant to use it for the upbuilding of the kingdom and given to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. They have the balls to name their own name in there in the endowment. So anyway, this is an important segment of Mormonism. Now, when you get the Republicans, and please, if you're a Republican, be angry with me. No, don't be angry with me. I'm just the damn messenger. I'm just the messenger. You know? A messenger with horns. And I sit on this tail, it gets bigger and bigger. Anyway, when Republicans and Mormons say, we don't like big government, what they mean is, we don't want anyone telling us what's right. We know what's right because God told us to marry 14-year-olds, to kill people that don't believe like us, to have as many wives as you want. You know, the federal people and the rest of us had to come in and go, hey, stop that crap. And they'll go, oh, big government, big government. Anyway, let me tell you about big government and big Brigham Young. Brigham Young, I think, had 57 wives, and 8 of them divorced his ass. Now, divorcing a prophet, I don't know if the Danites went to visit these girls on a home teaching visit or not. I don't know. But anyway, under Brigham Young, the church started the Law of Consecration. Now, it was the law of Brigham Young. And Brigham, now, I think Brigham had a job from time to time. I don't know with 57 wives how much time he had for his job. I would have never got out of bed. I said, well, I got a job, but I'm the governor and the president of the church, and I'm starting my kingdom right now. Lay down. Anyway, the members of the church had to consecrate and give everything they have, horses, wagons, money, food, I don't care what it was, even their wives. And if their children were 14, Heber C. Kimball gave Helen Marr up too, to the church. Now, who's the head of the church? Brigham Young. Now, here's how that, it's not a socialist system. The Mormons are going, well, Obama, he's making us a socialist country. Listen to their system. It's worse than communism. At least if you were a communist, you were working on government land and you could take a little bit of that for your family. Not Mormons. All of your wheat, your chicken, your sheep, your cows, your horses, everything you worked for went into what's called the bishop's storehouse. In other words, Brigham Young's farm. Now here's how it worked. If you know human beings, you would have known. This ain't gonna work. There's some human beings that work harder than others. I grant you that. I have people in my family, in fact, one or two of them are brothers. They don't ever work. They attempt work, but, you know, throughout their life they don't work. Well, why shouldn't I have new cars? Why shouldn't I have a new home? Why shouldn't I have a swimming pool? Why shouldn't I have, well, these are my nice clothes. Because I have worked my whole life. I've worked continually. I've never been unemployed. Anyway, you give everything to Brigham Young and the church, and they put it into the bishop's storehouse. Now, we still have proof and evidence that's left over from the law of consecration. It's called Deseret Industries, which is a thrift store that all the Mormons throw their crap in the box, and then the people that take the crap out of the box have a job to put the stuff on the shelf, and then people go in and pay now exorbitant prices. It used to be cheap, but they've tripled their prices in the last couple of months since the mall is not doing that well. Anyway, the bishops now have control over the bishop's storehouse. Back in the days of Brigham, he had most of the control, but he broke it out to different segments of the bishops and the wards in the state. Well, here's the problem. I work really, really hard, and I'd like to have the nice things. I love looking down at that pond and river and trees, and oh no, I'm not up on, no, I look from the basement up. Tell the Danites I look from the basement up. I love driving a car these days that starts. Man, when I was at BYU, I was underneath the car and its starter and its carburetor every damn day. I was poor. Mitt Romney was rich at BYU. We went there at the same time, the bastard. He never gave me a dime. Anyway, I've earned what I've got. Hard work. I've laid on cold concrete in Los Angeles on high-rises drilling steel all day long, day after day. Now, I should have a decent retirement and nice things. I work for them. Well, the problem with consecration is the people own nothing. It's worse than communism. It's worse than communism. In communism, at least you owned your clothes. Well, in consecration Mormonville, you own nothing. And so you worked your ass off, and you worked beside the guys that had the, well, I'm not going there. Mitt went there today or yesterday, and Mitt's in a lot of trouble, so I'm not going there. But the guys that are sleeping and the guys that are not working hard and they're BSing with their friends, I'm working my ass off and I'm sweating and, you know, I've had blisters that bleed on my hands from working. I was a glazer in the Glazers Union in Los Angeles for several years and worked on high-rise skyscraper buildings. So anyway, I'm working hard and this bozo ain't working. I've got 2 little kids. He's got 17. And we both go to the bishop's storehouse, and I say, you know, this is what I need. And the bishop has to agree with me, and then he gives me back some of the things that I earned, my wheat, maybe 1 horse, but I only have 2 kids. So Mr. Lazybones goes in and he goes, hey, Bishop, I got 17 kids and 62 wives. And so he gets more of my stuff than I got. Pretty soon I go, whoa, whoa. What's right with this system? Not what's wrong with it. We can all see. We have eyes. What's wrong with this system? What's right with it? Well, they tried to sell the members of the church that it was God's way and God works in mysterious ways. Well, men don't work in mysterious ways. Men should get what they earn, and according to their intelligence, to their education, to the hours, to their creativity. Men's work is individualistic. It's not communism and or capitalism at its worst, where everything is consecrated. Mormons today take an oath that they consecrate all their time, talents, and everything that the Lord has blessed them with to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. They say that in the temple. So they have the authority to do that. So when the Proposition 8 in California was trying to be passed by the Mormons mostly, they needed money. They went right out and asked all the stake presidents and all the bishops, go to your members and basically remind them of the law of consecration. We need money. We had one lady that gave $100,000 check to the Mormons. I looked her up. I looked with my own eyes and I saw her name there. Then I called her son, who owns a car company, and said, what the hell, I bought 3 cars from you. I'm not buying any more. Your mother donated $100,000 to the Hate the Gay program with the Mormons. Anyway, be that as it may, the system sucked. It didn't last very many years at all. I don't think it lasted 10 years. It might have lasted 4 or 5. And then guys like me, who work hard, who go to work a half an hour early, stay a half an hour late, sometimes work through the lunch period. Guys that had a work ethic, we got pissed and go, wait a minute. My 2 brothers don't work as hard as and they've got a bigger family, so you give them more shit, and the shit is coming from me. Why shouldn't I have some extra stuff because I work hard? Well, the law of consecration, along with many other eternal principles, the church never changed to just the temple ceremony. But the church has a right on everybody who goes through that temple and gives a covenant to confiscate all of their property, all of their retirement, all of their wives, their children, their homes. If that ain't a cult, that ain't a cult. So, if you want to live in communist place, go over to North Korea. I think they can own their clothes and underwear there. But you can't own your underwear in Utah because it's garments. And the Mormon Church always owns garments. And it's kind of like on your credit card where it says, we can ask for this credit card back at any time. And they can call it due. Well, your garments can be called due too. And I call them doo-doo too. So, if you find yourself naked in Utah, your garments have gone to the law of consecration. Thanks.